New FBI images shift the Nancy Guthrie case from missing to kidnapping, and investigators say a person of interest has been detained. Good evening. Tonight, the case of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Savannah Guthrie, has taken another sharp turn, and the details investigators are now putting out publicly are the kind that change how you hear this story. Nancy vanished from her home outside Tucson, and authorities say they believe she was taken against her will in the early hours of February 1. A key reason they're treating it as an abduction. Investigators say there was blood at the scene and that it belonged to Nancy. And then there's the surveillance timeline, because this is the detail that's driving today's surge of attention online. Investigators say the home's doorbell camera was disconnected at about 1:47 a.m. They also say another camera later registered what the system categorized as a person around 2:12 a.m. But early on, officials said video wasn't readily available, either because of system limitations or because the footage was overwritten. So the visual evidence had to be recovered later through forensic work. Now that recovery appears to have produced the images everyone is circulating. Law enforcement released pictures and video stills showing a masked person on the porch, described by investigators as armed or appearing to wear a holster, near the front door. They also say the person is seen tampering with the doorbell camera itself. This isn't just new imagery, it's a narrative pivot. It supports the theory that someone approached the home intentionally, tried to neutralize surveillance, and then Nancy was gone. There's another element that makes the situation feel especially urgent. Authorities have stressed that Nancy has limited mobility and relies on daily medication, details that matter because time matters when someone's health needs don't pause for a crisis. Then we get to the ransom notes, because that's the piece that's both explosive and, importantly, still partly unverified in public reporting. Multiple outlets report that ransom notes demanding $6 million in Bitcoin were sent to media organizations and included deadlines. But federal authorities have also indicated there's been no proof of life and no confirmed ongoing communication with whoever is behind the notes, meaning investigators have not publicly endorsed the notes as definitively credible, even if they're being treated seriously. That uncertainty is why this case keeps ricocheting between two emotional modes, hope and alarm. You have the blunt, procedural language of investigators. No suspects, no communication, no proof of life. And then you have the public-facing desperation of a family trying to pull any lever that might bring a person home. Now, the newest development, and the one that pushed this back into the top of trending feeds today, comes from the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. Officials say a person of interest was detained for questioning after a traffic stop south of Tucson. At the same time, law enforcement carried out a court-authorized search in Rio Rico, a community near the U.S.-Mexico border. That detail matters because it signals investigators are following a geographic thread, not just a digital one, and it suggests they believe there's a physical location worth turning inside out for evidence. But here's where we need to be careful and precise. Some coverage, including a live update stream, reports that a man who said he was the person of interest was later released, and that family members connected to the searched home insisted he had nothing to do with the case, claims that authorities have not publicly confirmed. So the cleanest way to say it is this: there was a detention and a search, but we do not yet have a publicly confirmed charging decision or an official identification of a suspect. There's also reporting of activity tied to the Bitcoin wallet address mentioned in the ransom note.